You may have to run this for me. This thing is, I think Magic tracks down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony here in the CBS 19 Weather Center. We continue to track thunderstorms this afternoon. I can't call them severe. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings. We certainly have the potential for severe thunderstorm warnings to be issued. But right now, these are just strong thunderstorms that are continuing to move through the area. You're looking at our CBS 19 radar that is zoomed in on Tyler, looking out to the east, Highway 31, and then County Road 219 there over toward Bascom and New Chapel Hill, and out toward and down to the south toward Broadway Square Mall. That's essentially our square here, looking west toward the airport. Heavy rain, and now reports of several areas without power as we've had a lot of lightning. Look at the lightning strikes as we head out to the northeast side of town, out toward Owenton, out toward Browning and New Chapel Hill. So if you are watching us through our app or perhaps through our Facebook stream, that is what is going on right now. We've got power outages occurring thanks to a lot of lightning, but the storms are currently not warned as in terms of severe thunderstorm warnings. Somebody was just asking about Gun Barrel City. Right now, I think Gun Barrel City looks okay for the time being, but let me check on that in just a second. So now, National Weather Service says they're keeping an eye on a storm south of Angelina County line. Rotation is tightening up on those latest scans. So because of that, let's prep our studio in case we have to go live on TV for this. We have a tightening storm in Angelina County, south of Angelina County, that may move into our area. So that's going to be down here, probably in the Rockland, Collinsville area. I'm not getting a real good feel for that right there from our storm relative velocity, but that's what the Weather Service is watching, this cell here just south of the Angelina County line. So that would have to be that cell there. We'll do a little Titan inspection on top of that, and we'll see that there is, our Titan inspector says there's no tornado impact at this time, but there is a high wind impact of about a 7. I think there's a high wind impact that we've seen so far here in the Tyler area. We've had wind gusts maybe 35 miles an hour, and out at my house I've heard reports of a few branches being knocked down at this time. So that's maybe a better view here as we switch to the Houston National Weather Service radar site. There is a rotation kind of showing up there in the brighter green south and east of Savala. And now we do have a tornado warning. So we have a tornado warning for Jasper and Tyler County. So that's going to be the county just south of us. So let's make sure we are ready, because if this moves into Angelina County, we will go on air for that. So if you're watching anywhere down south in Angelina County, you might want to start thinking about your tornado precautions at this time. Mary was asking him, is the weather done for Elkhart because now the sun is coming out? Well, I don't think we're done in Elkhart yet. Let's not let our guard down. The sun may come out and then things may start to regenerate a little bit. Colmonil. Okay, so Colmonil is just to the southwest of where that tornado warning was just issued. All right, so Colmonil and that tornado warning, I'll click on our alert status here. And our alert status probably will not take us down into that cell deeper than what we're looking at right now, because it's just popped up. So that warning is until 2:30 this afternoon. Again, that's just south of the Angelina County line. You can see Zavala, you can see Dolan, that's Rockland. There's the little tighter view of that circulation, and that tornado warning will last for the next half hour. So we're streaming live on our Facebook page, also on CBS19.tv, and we are streaming live on our YouTube channel. So I'm seeing lots of questions. I'm going to try to get around to some of these in just a second. Darling wants to know about Jacksonville, Texas weather. No power outage by UT Tyler. That's good to know. Thank you, Tammy. Longview getting thunder loud now. Cable is off in Kilgore. So if your cable's off in Kilgore, Marty, just keep watching us. You could go over the air on CBS 19, or you can just watch us on our streaming channel, CBS19.tv. So you can do that. And then, of course, on the YouTube channel, or just keep it here on the Facebook page, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. All right, I'm going to switch away from that tornado warning just a second. Again, that's just south of the Angelina County line. So here is a cell that has a little bit of hail in it out toward Owenton, just west of Browning. And I'll make sure we should maybe shrink that large icon there. We're looking using our Titan indicator. Our Titan indicator is showing some hail in this cell that is just to the northeast of Tyler, on the northeast side of Tyler, north of Highway 31. Over toward Longview, we just had a question about Longview, and the thunder was increasing in Longview, and that is because this thunderstorm here is moving into Longview. There is tons of lightning right now around Kilgore, down toward Pirtle and Monroe and Lakeport and Gum Springs. Just the rain is starting to pick up. So in Longview, within the next few minutes, you will experience this thunderstorm as it moves through. There was a question about Gladewater, and I can tell you right now, if Gladewater's quiet, it may not stay that way. Looks like a little bit of rain. There are some thunderstorms moving back toward the Gladewater area, crossing over I-20 right now near Liberty City and Winona. Again, we have a tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock. Currently, we don't have any warnings in place, but there are a few cells that are worth watching. For instance, look at this one down here southwest of Mount Enterprise. Getting a little bit of a tail on it, and it is moving in that favorable south to north movement. Right now, no tornado impact being indicated by our Titan indicator, but the wind impact is at a 6, so likely some very strong gusty winds coming out of that in the order perhaps of 30 to 45 miles an hour. Let's see. Kimmy Egan says, I don't know what just came through Broadway and Tyler, but winds, rain, lightning winds were heavy for a couple of minutes. Yes, that's part of that cell that has now moved out and is moving toward Kilgore and over toward Longview. So that cell moved from the southwest to the northeast through the area. Flickering lights in Chapel Hill, thunderstorms, lightning, and heavy rain. Thanks, Mavis. Appreciate that report. Best way we can do is if we get reports and we can relay those reports onto other folks and give them an indication of what's coming their way. Let me check with the the Storm Prediction Center and National Weather Service. And another watch may be issued here. There's an 80% chance on this watch. We'll check on that in just a second. But what you're looking at here are those heavy thunderstorms currently at Mount Enterprise, moving toward Dotson, Buncombe, and Brockfield, moving out and away from the Cushing area. And then let me go investigate this other storm that folks are asking about. Well, come up here to Henderson. So Henderson, you are about to get into a heavy thunderstorm. Owenton, Turnertown, Troop just saw a heavy thunderstorm move out. Mixon also saw the heavier thunderstorm move out. Jacksonville, rain is letting up just a little bit. I'm just kind of going down through the line. There was a question about Grapeland and Crockett. So the rain is temporarily and may, I'll hedge my bets on this, that you might be done in parts of Houston County. They are not included in the tornado watch. Trinity and Houston County. The reason for that is you can see most of these thunderstorms have moved out of that area. So until later tonight, there will be the cold front that will come through. You may still have some rain and thunder overnight. But I think for the time being, Anderson, Houston, Trinity County should be okay. We'll keep an eye on areas out toward Henderson County and up toward Van Zandt County. But most of this activity that we're seeing here that's moving from the southwest to the northeast, and I'll place this into motion here. And you can see a couple of those cells, if you look carefully, especially this one that is southeast of Henderson. And now what do we have here? That's still Jasper and Tyler County for the tornado warning near Columnille. That cell there south and east of Henderson has strengthened a little bit, and it's also showing some signs of rotating. There are a couple of cells here south of Henderson, east of Jacksonville, that are spinning at this time. When we put this into motion, we really get a feel for how they're spinning as they move north and eastward. So we got a couple of cells that are turning right now. Those would be of concern over toward and moving up toward Longview. Longview is really about to get hit with a heavy thunderstorm. Tyler, the heavy thunderstorm moving through that area. This is 2 o'clock. There's still some time to go. I don't want to say that we are done yet. We still have the upper level winds. In fact, if we look back here to the southwest of Mahia, we've got some more showers, thunderstorms forming back toward Burlington and Killeen. And so I think those will move back to the north later on this afternoon. So not quite done. The storm has gained a little bit of forward momentum in that the tornado watch that was issued is now out till 9 o'clock. We thought earlier this might go, or the watch could go later. Later on tonight. But for the time being, it looks like the storm is speeding just a little bit. All right, I'm going through some. Okay, so severe thunderstorm with tornadic possible tag is coming for Angelina and San Augustine counties. We'll continue to watch as the National Weather Service if it becomes cyclic. So we'll stay just beneath tornado or tornadic limitations right here, where you see that red right there, where you see that red box popping here. But there is a strong indication that there is circulation now moving into Jasper County. We had Tyler County, Jasper County, and then that'll move northeastward, and there it is. There's the severe thunderstorm warning for Sabine and San Augustine County with a tag on it that there is a tornado possible within that cell there to the southwest of Hemp Hill. So that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 3 p.m. So we have that severe thunderstorm warning until 3 p.m. for those counties down here to the south. I'm going to stop this, zoom in, and you'll see that's just to the west of Browndale. All right, so we got somebody asking about Hallsville. Let me see if I can get, there's a ton of questions coming in, so I appreciate everybody's patience with me this afternoon as to try to kind of work through all of this. So we're asking about Hallsville. Let's, best thing to do is probably take this whole area here and scan that out. These are moving to the northeast at roughly 47 miles an hour. So Timpson at 209, Carthage 223, Marshall, Wascom in the path of that. Let me go up closer to so we can get Hallsville included in that. Hallsville is likely going to be within the next, I'd say, by 3 o'clock for sure. I mean, it's almost safe to say if you live anywhere northeast of Longview or northeast of Henderson, by 3 o'clock you'll have thunderstorms that'll move through here. So Hallsville is 217. So you've got thunderstorms kind of approaching, and they should be there within the next few minutes. Gilmer 220 as the other thunderstorms kind of rotate back in from the south. Ore City at 234, Jefferson at 239, and Hughes Spring 250, Linden at about 303. So these thunderstorms have some gusty winds in them. We don't have any reports of any kind of damage out of those, though some power outages, some small limbs down as some of these thunderstorms move through the Tyler area in South Tyler just a little bit ago. Other than that, these are staying just below severe limits at this time. So they are strong. They're strong thunderstorms. We've seen a lot of lightning, some very heavy rainfall, torrential rain, but for a short period of time. And so that's where we stand at this time. We still have the tornado warning, Jasper, Tyler County. That goes until 2:30. That's just outside the area. That's why we're staying with this on our streaming platforms and haven't broke in to our programming. Is this the storm and done or more tonight? Jamie, this is essentially the storm. Thank you, Steve Gruby. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. This is essentially the storm. But there may be some redevelopment behind it. I'm just not 100% sure yet. This is kind of ahead of schedule if this is the show. There was an indication that we'd have some thunderstorms in deep East Texas through about 2 o'clock, and then we'd get some additional development back to the north and northwest of Tyler after that. But the way things are progressing, we're going to have to see. If we kind of rob all of the energy out of the atmosphere here with these thunderstorms, then we'll rely on some wind power above. There are some thunderstorms back to the southwest of Waco that are moving toward this environment, so we'll see exactly how that plays out. But I would not let our guard down until we get past, let's say, 7 p.m. for Athens, Canton, Emory, or Tyler and Jacksonville. And I think we have to be mindful of the threat of tornadoes through 9 p.m. for areas out to the east, Longview, Jefferson, over towards Center, and maybe in Carthage. So we still have a few hours to go. I still think there's another opportunity for more thunderstorms to redevelop just to the west. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued down in San Augustine and Sabine County, and that is for a tornado possible tag on that currently. All right. I'm checking some messages, and let's see. Okay. All right. So a reminder: if you are watching on our Facebook app, or perhaps on the CBS 19 app or through our CBS 19 stream at the website, cbs19.tv. And if we go what we'll call wall-to-wall, or we're on constantly, so what we'll do is you could take the app and you could go to your shelter or your safe place, and then you can watch along with us as we track those storms. If you have a radio, you can listen to one of our Alpha Media radio partners. That's Jack FM. It's also Kix 104.7, La Invasora. We're streaming there too, or not streaming, but we're simulcasting the warnings there. If that's if we end up going what we call wall to wall. So Chandler Jordan is here with us this afternoon, and Chandler, so far we're staying just below the severe limits.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's something that we'll all be okay with. If we continue like this through the rest of the afternoon, of course, given some of the latest data that we have, still got to stay vigilant for strong or potentially severe thunderstorms. And across the region, we've really seen activity become more and more widespread. Since earlier this morning, we were just keeping an eye out on a couple of light showers here and there. So we can go ahead and do a tour across the viewing area of our different showers and thunderstorms that we've got on radar so far. Here are the active warnings that we've got right now. Remember that we've got a tornado warning in effect just to the south of our viewing area, a very, very small sliver of Jasper County. This is until 2:30, and this is again just to the south of Angelina and Sabine and San Augustine counties. It looks like its latest trajectory would keep it on an eastward path away from our viewing area. Of course, if this tornado-warned storm were to begin to impact our viewing area, we would also begin to go live on over the air on CBS 19, other than our streaming platforms as well. A little closer to home, though, throughout parts of Deep East Texas, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3 o'clock this afternoon. That includes Angelina, Sabine, and San Augustine counties. And this has a tornado possible tag on it. That doesn't mean that there's an active tornado as we speak. What it means is that there is some rotation that the National Weather Service is monitoring within this particular cell. And this is something that we'll keep a close eye out for as we head closer and closer to 3 o'clock. So that's another 45 minutes from now is how long this warning is expected to last. And we'll go ahead and get some of the stats on it here. I'll click into the National Weather Service chat. And this storm is currently moving northward at 35 miles per hour. We do have 60-mile-an-hour gusts associated with this storm, as well as the possibility of some smaller hail at times. And we'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can make some room for a storm track on this, so we can get a better idea of where this particular thunderstorm is currently headed. So again, this is moving northward at about 35 miles per hour, and that'll put it in the ballpark of other parts of Deep East Texas, such as Bronson by 2:43. This will make its way into Venable by 2:55, eventually making its way into Sexton by 3:12. And I think if you extend that farther down the line, it gets across the border and into Louisiana by around 3:20 or 3:25. This afternoon. So again, this is our only active warning as we speak across the region. The rest of us, for now, have stayed warning free. Of course, though, that could quickly change. So we're going to move up a little farther to the north. We're getting some reports in the National Weather Service chat from some emergency managers located throughout parts of Gregg County. In Kilgore Police Department is monitoring street flooding as well as typical flooding in the typical areas where we see heavy water and ponding of roadways pretty easily whenever we get batches of heavy rain. And for you folks in Smith County that were in Tyler and experiencing some strong thunderstorms about 15 to 30 minutes ago, that's what's essentially moved now into Gregg County. And you can see that we have got some very, very heavy rainfall pretty much all across Gregg County right now throughout Liberty City. You folks in Kilgore, I bet you're hearing quite a bit of thunder outside, as well as some very heavy rainfall, maybe a little bit of hail mixing in there at times this afternoon. Also, some very heavy rainfall north of I-20 in Gregg County. White Oak, you folks there picking up some very heavy rain as well. We're also picking up some very heavy rainfall in Longview, and this particular area of thunderstorms continuing to move off to the east and northeast, and will continue to do so as we head through the rest of the afternoon. And eventually, as Brett was mentioning, they're going to make their way into places such as Jefferson. I think Marshall will pick up some heavy rainfall shortly, as well as the rest of our eastern counties and places such as Linden as well throughout Cass County and right along the border of Louisiana. We're also getting some reports that we've witnessed some heavy runoff across parts of Henderson, but nothing to warrant any type of flash flooding just yet. So really this heavy rainfall already starting to make an impact of its own. And if we were to stay warning free through the rest of the afternoon, still got to respect the threat of heavy rainfall because it is certainly dangerous and certainly something that can cause some issues. So again, across the region, we've got some very, very heavy rainfall. And for you folks that are dry right now, if you live somewhere such as Athens, if you live in Canton, Palestine, Crockett, Groveton, of course dry right now, but certainly as we head through the rest of the afternoon, we're still going to have thunderstorm development, so you can't let your guard down entirely, although we've already seen this first wave move across much of the region right now. Still got to stay weather aware and make sure you have your steps in place that if you needed to activate your weather plan, you'd be able to later on today. So here's a look at what we've got right now. Just some heavy rain that's become a lot more widespread since earlier this morning. And as a reminder, we've got a good portion of East Texas under a tornado watch until 9 p.m. So thankfully, outside of the warning that we had in Tyler and Jasper counties, we haven't had any other warnings except for this severe thunderstorm warning. But we know with the environment that we're working with today, that can change on a dime. So that's why it's super important that even though if you might be dry right now, you might have some light rain right now, heck, you might even have a little bit of sunshine trying to peep through right now. That doesn't mean you can let your guard down entirely, because we already have seen already today where we sort of went from just light showers at times to this explosive development of convection, and now we're talking about widespread showers and thunderstorms across much of East Texas. Latest chat from the National Weather Service out of Shreveport, the storm associated with the severe thunderstorm warning over San Augustine and Angelina County showing a weaker rotation at this time, but they'll continue to watch it closely. That's some great news. And of course, these things can change quickly, and sometimes storms do try to cycle. So that's why, even though the rotation might appear to be weakening right now, why it's super important to make sure we still respect the warnings at this time. And Brett, it looks like they issued a new warning, took off the tornado possible tag, took Angelina County out of it. Now we've just got Sabine, San Augustine counties until 3 o'clock.
Okay, that's good. Certainly good news. What we're going to do is we'll go back up. Let's go back up to Longview. Let's talk about Longview a little bit, and I think we are going to end this stream and go reevaluate our data, kind of set our maps. But that's a really heavy thunderstorm coming into Kilgore and into the west side of Longview right now. Gladewater's getting some heavy rainfall. It's moving out of Overton, out of White House. The rain is letting up in Tyler, but as Chandler mentioned, I don't know if we can let our guard down just because, we're not even to the point where another band of stronger upper level winds move through, and they may initiate additional thunderstorm development as the main storm gets a little bit closer. So let's widen this out a little bit, and then maybe let's see if we can, maybe we track this. This is going to track out of the area. We know the rain will probably last, this thunderstorms will last in Longview another half hour, and then there's going to be a break. So there may be a lull here this afternoon, and then additional development out here to the west. That's the way the models depicted it all happening. This is a little bit confusing in that instead of having one band come through here and the second band this afternoon develop here and move through, it's kind of all happening at the same time. So it might be where you can get suckered into believing that this is it, but then we've got all this and we still have the energy overhead. The important thing I think in this forecast is looking at the upper level wind fields and the energy available. And I don't think that's gone away yet, but that's something that we'll have to reevaluate here and look at once we end this stream. So these are headed toward Harleton, 224, Marshall, 234, Uncertain and Caddo Lake, about 252, Gethsemane, 256, and Vivian at about 306. So that is this cluster of thunderstorms that's moving through Longview right now. Another cluster back here in Henderson moving through. Jacksonville is all quiet. Here in our Titan indicator is a fairly strong thunderstorm, southwestern Panola County, eastern parts of Rusk County. So that's where it stands. Again, this is the only warning we have is down in San Augustine and a portion of Sabine County. No other counties in East Texas are warned, but we do have a tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock. So let's not let our guard down. But we will we'll end this stream right now and keep checking back here at CBS19.tv and our Facebook page for more updates. Thanks for watching our severe weather coverage here on CBS 19.